TNR episode 038 on the Harry's Drinking Again podcast. I'm your host, Harry Too Scary, aka Mr. Harris, and tonight we got a very excellent show for you. DJ Steady of Who They Want podcast will be with us. Let me go ahead and pull her up tonight. Tonight's show, unofficially sponsored once again by the New Amsterdam Gin. Best mid-level gin you could buy. Thursday Night Rants. This man goes by the name of DJ Steady. He's the host of a podcast you can catch on Podbean called Who They Want. So step into the stage. The man right here, DJ Steady. Up in the building.
Love it. I love it. That's a page out of my book, right? When I do the intros, I've been coined as like doing like the most iconic things for bringing guests into the platform, and I'll be like, it's just the energy. You gotta make them want to be who they want.
Absolutely. Now, how long have you been doing your podcast?
I got 2 years in the game under my belt, like as one content creator to another. Like the grind don't stop once you're in it.
Now, you're based out of Florida?
Yeah, man, I'm straight from North Florida area. I'm from Quincy, Florida, a little small city right next to Tallahassee, which is known as the capital of Florida. Been here all my life, born and raised.
Born and raised. All right. Currently in Utah right now, so shout out to Utah. And there is black people in Utah.
Absolutely. Who They Want podcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. It's on Amazon, iHeartRadio, Pandora. It's also a YouTube channel, so you can check out the YouTube page. It's under Who They Want Entertainment LLC, which I also own that brand as well. But like, it's everywhere. Like, it's literally, you can go, "Hey Siri" or "Ask Alexa," and just be like, "Yo, I want to hear Who They Want podcast." We here.
No introduction needed. You've seen him for the last 38 weeks. Sometimes looking like Mr. Miyagi or the last Karate Kid master. But tonight, he comes in regular form. Brother AG, everybody.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on?
Steady? Man.
What's good, fam? The world get along a lot better because there's a different approach. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be, it's always got to shoot them up, bang, bang. Nah, we ain't got to shoot up. Be an adult about it.
No, we ain't got to shoot nothing,
I'm
man.
that person. I call you out on the podcast. If you really just want to go there, like, we'll hash it out through the podcast. But if it getting too out there, then I'm like, I can't deal with you. I just don't. I'm not going back and forth with a keyboard banger. I'm not.
No.
But everybody still wanted to live during that era. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I had that on me, I wasn't gonna put it on you because I'm gonna, we're gonna, like you say, duke it out, and we're gonna be best friends by the end of this week. We done handled that.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, it's so much hatred now. It's like I gotta just obliterate you from the existence. Period.
MMA. I mean, but can you see yourself doing that? My son is into MMA, man. Can me ask you this? Can you actually see yourself being an MMA fighter?
As a spectator, yeah. As a physical combatant, nah, I'm not that guy. Don't put me in octagon. I can't do it. I'm too light skinned. I'm an easy bruiser. I'm too light skinned. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna throw all my might in this first punch and hope it connects. And if I miss, that's it. I'm done. I got nothing left.
No, can you imagine for 50 G's, you're willing to get somebody to pounce in your face, choke you out? I gotta respect that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Comes down to
pull a Floyd Mayweather. I'm gonna dance around the ring. 50 G's, I'll dance around. I'll let you give me a black eye, a little busted lip. But after that, I'm gonna embrace you the whole rest of the time. Like, we're gonna lock
the whole time. Yeah. No, not me, man. The minute it just grazes, oh, I'm down. I'm gonna put the most dramatic knockout there. Like, oh,
DJ Steady, are you a real DJ, an actual DJ? Maybe give a back breakdown of your
the honorary DJ title, of course.
Yeah, and then how did you transition into the podcast? Specific lane, kind of content creating lane. What?
All right. So here's my origin. Right, it goes back to like 2008. You know, I was as a hip hop head, I'm a huge Lil Wayne fan, and then me and my cousin, we used to put together this like super group. Like we was in the neighborhood, you know, as kids, you bored, we go hang out. We used to carry these, you know, these notebook composition books, and we just start, you know, writing raps. And then when we would write raps, it just became a thing. And we had another friend in our neighborhood, like we had another friend who actually had a recording studio. So that gave us something to do. So after school, you know, we hit each other up on the phone, man. You done wrote something today, and we, you know, meet up the road, and we're going to the studio. And then one day we just get there, and my cousin just busts out, "Coming to the mic, it's Who They Want." And then, you know, I come out. At the time, I was like Killer Stead at that time frame, right? So I was like, "Yo, what you call me?" You know, like how that Biggie moment was like, "What you say?" And I was like, "Who They Want?" He's like, "Cause that's you, cuz like everybody wants to hear you come to the mic. Everybody wants to see what you about to bring." Cause I'm always creative. Like I'm a poetic rhymer, right? So everybody loved it, that style, and it just stuck. And that's like, "Who They Want?" He's like, "Man, you've been that all your life, you know. No matter what people will tell you, you be like, you'll laugh at they forever would." I was trying to give you that smirk, like, "All right, I hear what you're saying, but watch me do this." You know, you're not gonna get 100 on that test. Watch me do it. Without even studying, I would kill it. Like just instantly. So to fast forward, you know, after you got out of the high school phase, you done graduated, and the whole kind of "I don't want to be a rapper" phase was coming. It was kind of like, because I didn't see the longevity at the time. You know, you talk down and you like, do you really make money? Do you really think you got what it take to get out your hood? You know, on a couple of bars. Because you're competing with a whole, you know, stature of people that's already there. And you don't want to be that statistic as, you know, the African American from the hood. It's either basketball or rap. Like I don't want to be in that. I was like, I want to be something more. I want to be who they want. Like I'm gonna be whatever you. My mom always say you can be whoever you want to be in life. And I'm like, man, I just want to be me. Like, I just want to be an entrepreneur. Basically, I was like, whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be myself at it. And then got to like 2010, 2011, I started learning how to mix CDs, and I made that a business. And I was like, I want to open up a record store, not knowing years down the line that the actual CD-ROMs was going to go out of style. So I made it through that era and got into. I had a scheme though. I really had a rich scheme of I wanted an MP3 player, and I was going to load them with music, and I was going to get them in like multiple colors to identify if you had classical, R&B, so on forth and so forth. And it stuck, but then it was like, you're going to deal with like a lot of legal copyrights because you know, you boost the music and then you're selling it.
It's like being in Tallahassee, you know, is it like every other kind of state where it's like, oh man, y'all boys from Tallahassee, you know, like the Miami cats kind of shrug
it's
y'all.
That thing. It's definitely everybody. Like each city in Florida is like, we're our own continent here. Like you from that, right? They can definitely tell you're an outsider if you go to their town. Like you ain't from around here.
Wow,
that's definitely a thing.
Because you're on the Panhandle side, on the very north, like Pensacola.
Yeah,
and all that
we're
stuff.
there, right? So when they was like, when the Hurricane Ian come, I'm getting texts and phone calls like, "You good? You straight?" I'm like, bruh, it's in Fort Lauderdale. Like my prayers go out to those people.
We have no clue what
like,
that is. We just think Florida is Florida, man. I think Florida is everything. Florida is Miami, man. I don't know. I have no.
But literally,
clue.
I've said that myself. Like, you know, I'm so Florida to where like they're not even cities no more. Florida is a city just within the city. You're like, where you from?
All I know
like,
is that I'm voting for your governor to become the next president, man. I'm serious, man. DeSantis is the man. He man, that dude is thug.
Oh, that's the beauty of like why I build a unity with my platforms. Like I grabbed Tasha, the Duchess. She's from like New York, and then Kyle's out in Connecticut, and then I'm in Florida, and then we just created this holy trinity with call ourselves like the Misfits and stuff like that. Okay. And you know, I'm the type of person I consider this whole like ain't no one man bigger than the group mentality. So even if I do change out co-hosts, it's never bad blood. It's like, you know, seasons change, you know, you got something going on in your life. And I'll always bring you back for like co-hosting opportunities. We do anniversaries, reunions, whatever, you know. It's like, it's podcasts. Like, who really got time to be like, I'm going to, you know, just communicate with you, but call me later.
Is your show now, is it just mostly you? Like, are you guys on those terms where some weeks you'll have like Kyle or Dutch is on, or you usually
now because I know Duchess has like a job of regular 9 to 5, and then she's in the process of moving and stuff like that. So she lets me know ahead of time. So it was never like I'm just gonna jump ship and put it down. It was more like I gotta handle some stuff in the real world, but Who They Want is still put first. But she forever either gonna call me, text me, or send a guest, and she'll be like, "Oh, I know you and Kyle can handle it." You know what I'm saying? It's all unification. That's why I was like, when I took last month off, it was just to kind of really get my mental together. And you got to realize that this is you. You are who they want. I got so complacent with depending on them that I kind of forgot my place in this whole thing. And then now when they was kind of disappearing, it was like, what am I acting like I'm scared to run my ship for? Like, I've been piloting it the entire seasons, like 220 episodes. No show get recorded until I press record. So like, you ultimately can handle it yourself.
Wait, so you're saying that you took some time off? I want to know what was going on in the dome when you decided to do that. Was it a slight burnout? Was it you just needed to take a little pause, or what was that, DJ?
It was because I'm I consider myself like a workaholic. That's why I was able to put so many episodes together, and it'll be like, there's so much in my catalog that I still got stuff from like my first season that still can get numbers right now. I still, you know what I'm saying? Like, out of those episodes, everything is, season based. So I'm like, I still have enough in my repertoire so I can take this fall back, but I was still, picking up stuff because I was like, this is my time to use my Who They Want Entertainment, focus on my LLC. And then I got into the production side. And then, so it's like, even though I took time off from Who They Want, I'm still working because now I got my hands on projects with some content creators. And I'm like, oh, I'm loving this. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving how to work on my engineering. And, does that sound good? Is that bad? Like, I'm seeing what it's like from the outside in. And then, like, I can jump back in my show and be like, okay, I'm ready to make my grand return back to Who They Want. Even though I never left it, it's just, I know more now. I'm more knowledgeable of, okay, these are things I can do. You learn time management. You learn how your audience, has certain things that they may like the most. And people will call and text and be like, I finally got a chance to check out a show. Because I was doing it so back to back at the time, people really weren't catching the wave. So when you take that time off and then people are now on the wave, it's kind of like I never really took the time off because you can still, pull up any of my content.
But I'm sorry, man. We some niggas here. I'm sorry. No, that's who we are, man. We some thugs. Like, we no filter and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
right. I'm going. The biggest thing about podcasts that's going to sell is going to be your name. Like, the name has to attract. Like,
and I've known this man since he was. I've known this man since he was a youngin', and I'm going, Harry? No. And then I remember it was the night after. I go, no, let's call it Harris. Yeah, that sounds like that's a true brother's name. That's it, man. Right? I mean, come on, man. You're Harry and I'm Ray G. Come on, man. And then we changed and said, nah, I don't see you as Harry. Yeah, and then from there we went, what is it about?
Yeah, when I was my shit, I had nothing to do about race or what the fuck it sound like. It started as an inside joke because my homeboy used to call me Harry. Like, I used to go by Harris a lot. Coaches, different people would just say, Harris, Harris, get your ass over here. And when I would be drinking, they'd be like, where the fuck's Harris? Like, like, Harry's drinking again. And I used to hate that shit. And so I pretty much flipped it on his ass. He's supposed to be the one doing my my fucking tagline here, but he's yet to do it. So I just did it myself. Like, Harry.
Love it.
But when he sent me the Harris, I'm looking at it and I'm like, it looks so fucking stupid. It's so long. It's like, Harris is Drinking Again podcast. God damn, 5 words. Oh shit. And I'm like, but then a couple days, I'm like, Harris is Drinking Again podcast.
You got the feel for it. You had to let it sink in. You had to let it sink. I know it. I know what you're saying. I love this show, man. You guys are cool.
Oh man, I'm glad, man. I really appreciate you coming to the show, man. I'm glad you're with us today, man. We were so hyped up, man. we that's why we called you earlier, and then when you was chopping it up, I said, man, that could be a podcast on its own.
Once I immediately got the vibe, I'm like, I can handle this. This ain't nothing. Because I know in my rookie status was always, I got to have a wingman. I'm like, look, I'm finna go do these interviews. I just need you to be there. Like, they might ask you a few questions, they might not, but just be there just to be in my corner so I know what I'm doing. Now I'm like, oh, this is nothing to me now. I do this on the regular.
Right.
Absolutely. I got a microphone like tattooed on my arm. Like, there's literally a microphone right there. There's a whole mic on my arm. So, like, I've been invested in this like forever.
Yeah.
Damn. See, you've been wow. Like
everybody got their own sauce. Everybody has their own sauce. Like, I'm a big avid podcast watcher as well. So like before I do a show, I'll watch like Drink Champs or 85 South or something just to kind of get the energy up. And then I'll be like, all right, I got this. So I take my formula, be like, I'll take kind of little notes and be like, okay, this here, and I'll kind of do it, but I'll put my swag on it. So when I do it, it's authentic, but it'd be like, oh, I ain't do nothing but just like watch an hour of a certain interview, and then I'll just jump on and kind of reiterate the interview I just watched and just do it the Who They Want style. We hit this pandemic and it made us sit down, it made us stay home, and that's what really pushed my momentum from like I'm virtual podcasting, and I love it, like because it's still the same as in the studio, just depending on your internet connection.
You started like in the actual pandemic then, huh?
Yeah, I jumped on. I had already had it mapped out, but like I really just went for it. Was like, because I felt like people like me, I'm like, you're in the house, you're bored, it's 4 walls, and you're tired of watching reruns all day. I'm like, I might as well create a virtual talk show. Like, I literally sat and talked to my grandma and them and my family, and I was like, I'm gonna do a podcast. And I was like, I think I'm gonna be good at it. And it's like, all right, if you're gonna do it, do it. But if you're gonna do it, be the best at doing it. Don't just rinky dink, which I've never have at anything I wanna do. It just was the idea of, it was kind of like that gamble of like, am I gonna do, you laugh with yourself, like, am I really gonna do it for real? And then I get in and I watched this interview. Like, my first time was like watching an interview of Drink Champs, and I saw Marlon Wayans on. That was like my first time really opening the door for podcasts, even though it's been here for like years. But just sitting on YouTube bored and learning it. Then I got bored with the how to create a podcast. I'm like, then so I posted on my Facebook one day, and I was like, I'm thinking I'm going to start a podcast. Not for nothing, just randomly posted. And a lady comments and goes, what's your Cash App? And I sent it, DM'd her the information. She sent me some funds, and she was like, go get your microphone. You're going to do this podcast. I was like, well, I told you, it was handed to me. Like, it was like, I'm made for this.
What, someone actually invested and say, boy, here's some money. Get your setup.
Absolutely.
Damn, my brother, man. What was your setup? What was your initial setup? I mean, because the microphone that you're seeing right now
setup was a Chromebook, a Zoom account, and a USB microphone. Being that I do the majority of my shows live now, I'm like, I don't really have time to worry about the editing factor of it because all my shows are live streamed.
So do you even do clips, or do you even what's the length? What's the average length of your show? Steady. What's
man, on a good night, man, we can go like 2 hours strong on a good night. Like, that's just because the energy's there, the vibe is there, like all gas, no brakes. And then I'll start texting Nicole like, all right, now I got sleepy, or it's just that moment to wrap it up.
2 hours, but that's every day though, right? That's every day. Okay, now
it just
now
depends on the vibe. Like, it's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the vibe is there, we'll rock out. And I'll be yo, I'm loving it. But then I had got to the point where I was like, okay, guys, we got to kind of cut down on the time, because you got to think that I'm putting all this stuff on my Podbean, on my Anchor at the time. And I'm like, don't nobody, after that first 45 minutes, people kind of started creeping out anyway. So you got to kind of, again, that's what the time management got to come in. Be like, having a long show is great for viewership, but you got to think, you got to worry about your listeners. You don't want to bore people. They're going to support it because they love you and who you are and what you got going on. But eventually they're going to be like, all right, it's time to wrap this up.
The secret hip hop meeting that took place back in the 92 or whatever, when there was everybody at the round table, and they made the definitive decision that they said the music's getting too positive, popular. and black folks actually have a new message to rally around. We can't let that happen. We have to start promoting drugs, violence, and prison, the whole prison industrial complex. Like I believe in that shit.
That's big market.
And just from there, it was like literally hip hop has just been hijacked by Europeans long ago. And it's like now when they got people fighting each other, they don't even have to sit back and do nothing. They just give them everything, let them take each other out, right? Maybe us three. I know for sure, like I'm the last of a dying breed, bro. There's like literally nothing I can get offended about. I'm talking about I call out my own shit, my flaws, I just listen to people talk, man. And I'm like, as long as you're not physically like really fucking with me type,
you losing your sound. Yeah.
Losing my sound? What do you mean I'm losing my sound? I'm well
I couldn't hear you. I don't know what it is.
Making the beats pound. Month and night it's going down. Fuck your Punani. It'll be back once again when this isn't a hobby. I'll be getting paid, getting laid by even a better bitch, and up in the shade on the Everglades or the Florida Keys. Here we go again. Y'all be knowing me, always drinking, smoking, and thinking about a plot to get richer. Man, gotta get my money better. Here we go again. Me and DJ Steady fucking gonna be riding in the bins. We some bloggers, but these rappers want to be friends, and we promote them until the very end. That's what's up. But all right, man, we'll get you out of here. We'll let you get on with your night. East Coast time, Florida tapping in.
All right, fam.
Well, after the midnight hour, go Who They Want podcast everywhere. Google that motherfucker.
Who They Want.
YouTube, Amazon, Apple, Podbean.
All that. I'm here, baby.
All right.
Check out DJ Steady.
Rocking out, man. Hey, man, thanks for the Southern hospitality. And
absolutely, family.
We'll be in touch Monday night. 6:30 my time, 2:30 Ray's time. Harris is drinking, and Who They Want.
Who They Want. Man, appreciate you, DJ Steady, man. God bless you and your family, man. May the hands of the good Lord bless you and keep your peace and keep you healthy, brother, man. Thank you so much for this opportunity, for real.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it 100%.
Yes, sir.